pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox, number 20, Aaron Wilkerson. Back to the top of the order for the...
Is at first base, and the Birds have officially batted around. So this is going to get interesting for us. Keeping score now. On to Mark Zagunis, who will take his first at bat against the right-hander, who comes up from the Greenville Drive today. Graduate of Cumberland University takes a strike, or deals a strike to Mark Zagunis, 0-1. Wilkerson joined the Red Sox organization when the club purchased his contract on August 18th of last year from the Grand Prairie Airhogs. Both runners moving as a curveball is called a strike to Zagunis, and a successful double steal for the Pelicans. They are really putting it to the Red Sox right now. I don't know if you can say they're sending a message, but they're being heard loud and clear. Already 5 runs in here in the inning. 5-1 Myrtle Beach, although it is 0-2 to Zagunis as he looks at another curveball outside, 1-2. But the Grand Prairie Airhogs, who Wilkerson pitched for last season, are part of the American Association, went undrafted out of Cumberland University in 2011. Look to third, and Wilkerson, the 1-2 home, and he misses up high with a fastball. That will even the count at 2-2.
And that's not too far from ballpark in Arlington, or Globe Life Park, I guess it's now known.
Interesting. He is from Texas. He claims Fort Worth as his hometown. Here's a 2-2 to Zagunis. Just missed down low. It's 3-2 now to one of the better hitters at drawing a walk in the Carolina League, Mark Zagunis.
It would be about a 40-minute drive, maybe 35-minute drive for him. That's an area from which I'm familiar.
Just a little bit, right? Here's the payoff pitch to Mark Zagunis, and he chops it to shortstop, picked off by Betts. He'll try it again. Throws to first, and this time it's a successful one. So the Pelicans...
Carhart. 8-pitch battle is won out by the Red Sox pitcher.
Teamed up with Sparks Toyota on a new Locals Appreciation Program. Every Saturday, locals can show their ID at the box office and receive $3 off the price of their tickets. Again, that's $3 off Saturday game tickets for locals all summer long, courtesy of Sparks Toyota. Stepping to the plate for
Mason Robinson. And here in the 5th inning, we're also joined by Vicky Burris, who is a part of the Family Justice Center, talking about some volunteer opportunities right as we went to break. We'll continue with that. Here is Carhart steps to the plate. He has singled and walked, also scored a run. The DH today awaits the first from Wilkerson, and it's a strike. Wilkerson came on to get the final out of that 4th inning. Righty working out of the windup here with no one on base. And the next pitch to Carhart. A swing and a tip into the glove for strike 2. So, Vicki, what all can people do as far as volunteer opportunities?
Absolutely. We've got lots of opportunities for people to help with child care. While their moms are seeking their counseling and their support groups, they can come in and help us with administrative tasks, the phone, answering the hotline, making sure that every person who calls gets voice response. They can come in and help us as part of our Speakers Bureau or volunteer for a special event like this. The Pelicans opportunity, that we've provided, that y'all have provided, so that we can collect some funds and get some public awareness going.
Wilkerson misses with one, and it's fouled off. It's ball and 2 strikes to Carhart here, leading off the bottom of the 5th. We're joined with Vicky Burris from the Family Justice Center. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Wilkerson, and the curveball is rolled over towards the Pelicans dugout. A ball and 2 strikes. How's the response been here at the ballpark tonight?
Wonderful. We have a donation jar out on our table outside the gate, and people have been stuffing money in there and
that's great.
Waving at us, and making sure that we know we're welcome here. And what we do is important to people, I think.
Next pitch to Carhart is sent high in the air and foul. Unfortunately, it's a very large part of the conversation with any sort of professional sport, and
Yes.
hopefully less and less so as we move along. But I think sports play a very important part in the fight against domestic violence.
Yes, absolutely. They've done a wonderful job of bringing attention to it, and have had to struggle with some of their own difficulties, but much to their credit, addressing it effectively, I think, in many cases. So, we're happy to be here and to be partnering with professional sports, particularly our team, Pelicans.
Wilkerson misses 2-2 now to Carhart. It's chopped out to short. Waiting for it is Lynn. He throws it quickly onto first and retires Carhart. 8-pitch battle is won out by the Red Sox pitcher. And now Billy McKinney comes up next. Had you ever been to a Pelicans game before tonight?
This is my first time,
Oh,
so I'm
very good.
thrilled. Yeah, I'm just tickled to be here. It's been so much fun and lots of support and just a lot of attention, which is important. And I think it's really good for people to know that domestic violence can hit anybody. Doesn't matter what your income is, the kind of car you drive, or anything else. It can hit any family at any time, whether it's a faith community or a community that you're in. And I think that's a myth that we have to kind of bust. That people can call and get help, and they don't have to come in. If they just want to call and talk, that's all they need to do. We can get them started on some good help and some support and counseling and just whatever they need.
Billy McKinney takes a couple of pitches outside, 2-0. McKinney with a line out into a double play back in the first. He doubled in 2 runs in the fourth. Multiple RBIs in 3 straight ball games now for the Pelicans right fielder. That's here with 1 out, nobody on. 5-1 score, Pelicans leading in the 5th. Wilkerson turns on the rubber, lets it fly, and it's low, 3-0. We're joined here in the 5th by Vicki Burris from the Family Justice Center. You can find out more information about them at fjcgeorgetown.org. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Again,
Georgetown.org.
And that toll-free number is 844-208-0161.
Right.
3-0 pitch to Billy McKinney is on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike. What's the big initiative for you guys over the next, let's say, half a year? What's the big goal moving forward here right now?
We're really expanding our services. We have a full array of services in Georgetown County, and we're beginning to offer more and more here in Horry County, and hopefully we'll expand our services and to become the major provider of services. And I think it's really important. I see so many kids out here tonight, so many children, and for folks to understand how painful it is for kids growing up in these homes. Extremely difficult, plus it creates lots of problems for them, whether it be in school troubles. Oftentimes they'll run away from home, they turn to alcohol and drugs.
McKinney lines one here to second on a 3-2 pitch. It's caught by Benicio. There's 2 away.
But I think that we need to really address this problem, because not only are we taking care of most often the women, sometimes men, who are abused, but it's really important to think about in every one of these families there's children that are hurting. If we don't pay attention to it, we're creating future problems for ourselves.
2 outs with Jacob Rogers coming up. I think you made a great point about it's usually women, but not always. I think that's an important thing to remember as well. If you're a man out there that feels the need to call, you can do that as well.
It's always free. It's always confidential. We will keep your confidence. It's like sacred information for us, and there's nothing that happens that the client doesn't want. We don't force anything. We don't force shelter. We don't call the police. We will keep their confidence unless it's something they decide to do.
Rogers falls quickly behind 0-2 here. Nobody on base. 2 outs. 0-2 count from Wilkerson. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So down goes Rogers. Very quick inning, but I want to let you finish your thought, and then we'll give them the information again before we...
In our effort to make
3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Okay, we need a few more participants. That's not going to win the record. late for the Pelicans in the bottom of
It's ballpark. More than 75 different beers will be available for tasting here. There are 2 different sessions. Tickets available for both. One from 2 to 5, the other from 6 to 9. Tickets start at only $35. First is low to Candelario, ball 1. He has an infield single and a run score. He's 1 for 2. You can buy your tickets at MyrtleBeachPelicans.com. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch to Candelario. And it's a taken strike. Well, summer has begun as we start to see the groups coming in that are probably only here for one time, maybe in their lives. 1-1, and this ball's sent back into the screen. They have a conga line going right now on the walkway in between the lower and upper levels. And without some of the entertaining and fun-loving groups that we have out here during the year, some of these things wouldn't be quite as popular. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and it's low. I think there's a Greek group. I think it's a fraternity from Duke here tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Low and in. It's a 3-2 count. If I remember correctly, I think Duke came out here for a college baseball tournament last year and came to a game. And they were extremely rowdy up in section 208. They cheered pretty much every pitch. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the first out of the inning.
I would not have guessed that the Blue Devils know how to get loud.
Huh?
Second strikeout for Wilkerson.
That was about on my count, just real quickly trying to go through that crowd, that was about 57 people in that conga line, and they dispersed rather quickly, so a little disappointed it didn't at least go down the first base side.
It's a very accurate number. Victor Caratini now. Strike 1 call. Caratini singled in a run in the 4th and grounded out in the 2nd. Myrtle Beach has only scored in 1 inning tonight, but they scored 5 times. They have a 5-2 lead here in the last of the 6th. And a big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Second straight day, had to cross out numbers in the scorebook. Start changing the titles to the columns. This is now the 6th. It was the 7th because the Pelicans brought 10 to the plate in the 4th. No balls, 2 strikes. The switch hitting catcher takes inside. 1-2. So Wilkerson has set down all 5 he's faced. After Stankiewicz faced 9 in that 4th inning. 1-2. And he gets a piece of that foul ball. Sending it back into the backstop. Jonathan Martinez through 6. Don't know if he'll be back yet, but he's at a very reasonable pitch count. 60 pitches. Up and away on a 1-2. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball at 89. Misses a little wide. Mason mentioned earlier Wilkerson from the independent leagues. 2-2. Man, a rip and a miss. Good pitch there. Got him with off speed on the inner half, and he has 3 straight strikeouts, 1 to end the 5th and 2 here to start the 6th for Trey Martin. And Grand Prairie in particular, I know for one reason in particular, and that was from their former manager, who I don't think is there anymore. I'm trying to look up his name here. He got married at the ballpark there in Grand Prairie. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Martin, who is 1 for 2. The 0-1 wide, the pitch on the way. On the outside corner, 90 miles an hour, nothing in 2. He's really cruising along here. Ricky Van Asselberg was the manager's name. Back in 2011, he got married in the park. 0-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? Yes, strike 3. Another one, 4 straight Ks, and it completes the 6th. 6. Pelican rehabber Kristen Norfia, who played here during the first week of the season, rehabbing a hamstring. He's back on the DL. He has aggravated that left hamstring again. Here's Daniel Lockhart as Wilkerson fires in strike 1. Lots of strikes from Wilkerson out of the pen. Works at three-quarter sleeves. Starts his wide, and here's his pitch to the second baseman. Swing and a miss. Change up. No balls, 2 strikes as Lockhart steps out of the box. The Cubs bring up James Russell from AAA Iowa to take his place. 0-2. Curve, and it's poked at. Bounce over to first. Fielded at first by Travis. He sprints to the base and beats Lockhart there by a step. Daniel Lockhart's now 0 for 3, and Wilkerson has retired 8 straight out of the pen. Carlos Penalver's coming up next. Penalver today, the number 9 batter, with a fly out to right and an RBI fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2. 12 RBIs now. Mason mentioned it earlier, all the RBIs he has. Here's the first to the shortstop. And it's on the outside corner. Strike 1. 88 miles an hour. Righty fires home with a 0-1, and it's another weak grounder. Third base side, charging in and watching it go by. He wants it to go foul. It will. Betts gave it a look, knew he had no play on Penalver over at first base. The smart play there. He ran up, charging it like he was going to field it, and then got out of the way, let it roll across the chalk. It did just before the third base bag. It's now an 0-2 count. Speaking of the Cubs, they are playing in St. Louis tonight. The game started about an hour after ours did. They're in the top of the third. It's 1-0 Cardinals. Run scoring on a Yadier Molina single. Game started by former Pelican Kyle Hendricks, who's up to a tough start this year. 0-1 with a 5.16 ERA. He's given up a run on 3 hits in 2 innings. So now it's the leadoff batter. Still 0-2. It's Penalver as it's up and away. Ball and 2 strikes. Wilkerson's next. Low and outside. 2-2. 5-2 Pelicans. All their runs coming in the 4th. Solo shots from Tavares in the 2nd and Lynn in the 6th for Salem. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Got him with an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's the 5th strikeout for Wilkerson in the last 6 men he's faced. And some kind of yeoman's work out of the bullpen here. 2 gone for Mark Zagunis.
He's ready. It's pretty impressive. I think the Red Sox did a good job by plucking him from the independent ranks.
So here's Zagunis. 0 for 3 with a run scored. Hits a hard grounder over to third. Underneath the glove with a dive of Betts into left field for a base hit. And Zagunis extends his hitting streak to 7 games with a 2-out single here in the 7th. And that will send Ben Carhart to the plate. Tonight's Community Corner Group of the Night is Fidelis Foundation, taking in the game here at ticketreturn.com, field at Pelicans Ballpark, courtesy of TD Bank and Sparks Toyota. To learn more, go to tdbank.com and sparkstoyota.com. Carhart 1 for 2. He has walked, scored a run. First pitch, high, snapped over from Romansky, and back there with no slide is Zagunis. Romansky likes to do that. Of the catchers we've seen, he's probably the most apt to do that. Jorge Alfaro did it a bunch last year. 1 ball, no strikes. Was sent out of the stretch to throw. There goes the runner. The pitch is high and a curveball. Throw down's a good one, but not there in time. Zagunis steals his 2nd bag of the game. His first 2-steal game of the year. 2nd time tonight he has stolen a base, and both times it's been on the curveball. He has picked the right pitch to go. Whether that's him or Mark Johnson making a call that he wants to go on that pitch. Nice job. It was called a strike. I thought it was a little high. It's now 1-1. Runner in scoring position for Carhart with 2 outs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Again, that changeup. That good arm speed on it. He has really fooled the Pelicans so far today. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. A little low. get the call. And it's now 2-2. Wilkerson joined the club yesterday when Jordan Weems was placed on the disabled list. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's his offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another K. He has 2 more in the inning and 6 on the night. And we're on to the 8th inning. 5-2 Myrtle Beach. We're back after this.